You are now tuned in to another ColeLogic experience. We are still book sharing the Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Blackwoman, and we are currently in chapter 14. 1-4. That means we got about 4 more chapters to go. We making it through this thing, y'all. Appreciate y'all if y'all been following me, following the book, cause I'm not important, but the information is. That being said, gotta do what I always do. Show y'all the queen, cause who else puts themselves on the book like the queen? You feel me? Where we at? Oh, I can never get the angles right. Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Blackwoman. Shahrazad Ali. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We supposed to be getting into chapter 14. And boy, oh boy. If you reading the title, you already see what it is. It's gonna be a lot of slack for us knowing this information, but you gonna learn today, as Kevin Hart would say, or his uncle would say. I wonder if that was his real uncle. Oh, let me get that. Chapter 14, Attitudes. Black women very easily do what is referred to as get an attitude or catching an attitude. And this means routinely, daily, moment to moment, she may decide for whatever reason that it is necessary to float between good feelings and bad feelings, which equals an attitude. Have y'all ever been able to define what an attitude is to a woman? You know, and they're like, how you gonna say I got an attitude? You was just happy a minute ago. I'm gonna read that again. Black women very easily do what is referred to as getting an attitude or catching an attitude. This means routinely, daily, moment to moment, she may decide for whatever reason that it is necessary to float between good feelings and bad feelings, which equals an attitude. The attitude represents a change in mood. She may become dark and gloomy or uptight for the days on end about something that has not even presented to the black man. That has not even been presented to the black man. There are several interactions she predetermines will give her some kind of emotional problem that results in her exhibiting an attitude. The attitude is unpleasant, makes her extra hard to get along with, and pervades the atmosphere with dissatisfaction. Ooh, boy. You know that's right. It's like an aura in her room. The black woman's attitude affects how she looks, how she responds, and what she does. Her attitude can be described simply as her state of mind, negative. While her presence is important and her cooperation essential, the most important issue the black man has to deal with is the black woman's state of mind. If she has an attitude, she will be careless, cynical, silent, and disagreeable to live with in peace. The first hint that she has an attitude is that she becomes quiet, distracted, or irritable. The black woman has a very short memory of the good times she has with the black man. And as soon as something goes wrong, she immediately figures out what it would take for her to bail out of the relationship. She can make her exit plans in the twinkling of an eye and instantly is ready to do whatever it takes to flee. She keeps these plans ready in the forefront of her mind anyway because of her insecurity, distrust, and lack of faith in the black man. Once she's figured out her game plan, i.e. what she'll do if she does this or that, she becomes settled. It is at that moment her confidence returns and she is ready to deal with the problem at hand. She deals with her personal interaction problems as if they are happening during the last day of her life. There is no tomorrow for she and the man she is at odds with. Ooh. The unfair thing about the black woman's attitude is that she chooses to act out her dissatisfaction instead of confronting the black man head on honestly and explaining what she is unhappy about. Sometimes, once the actual words are spoken out of her mouth, she realizes how ridiculous her position is, and hopes with all her might the man will offer a simple solution or explanation that will get her off the hook. When she is carrying an attitude about something, she thinks an entire conversation out in her head. She may even rehearse her lines and make up responses to what she thinks the black man will say. She may become so involved with her inner talk script, she is unable to hear other people talk to her and appears to be daydreaming. The black man, who is unaware of her self-talks and verbal preparation, may be surprised at the almost instant intensity and organization she presents her problems in. While she is waiting to see if a man will figure out for himself what is wrong with her, she talks to her friends. She downgrades the black man and tells her cohorts every negative thing she knows about him and possibly his whole family. Her friends, other black women, are of course sympathetic with her predicament. The black man is literally tried and convicted before he even goes to trial. Later on, after conflict has passed and she and the man are back on good terms, all the bad things she said about him are expected to be forgotten and her friends play the same rules so they never mention it again. This is a kind of grace or courteousness they extend to each other because they know that when angry with a man, they might say anything and exaggerate. Her friends may tell her to continue to watch because he is probably lying. Sometimes, if the black woman in question has told too much about her private affairs, she becomes so embarrassed that she breaks off the relationship with the people she told. She thinks that after the incident, she can never really be completely believed about how happy she and her man are. The reputation of a black man hangs in the delicate balance between his woman and her girlfriends. Excuse me, guys. It's water break time. Listen to your body, people. If you're coughing, you might be dehydrated. Now, the reputation of a black man hangs in the delicate balance between his woman and her friends. Once ruined by rumor, he has a hard time regaining their confidence or respect. He never knows this because usually they continue to act friendly, never letting on that they have changed their opinion about him because of something he allegedly did to his woman. They are compassionate with each other about having an attitude. If the black man examines the black woman, she has an attitude. That's not what she said. If the black man examines the black woman when she has an attitude, one she denies she is having, he can see the physical symptoms of her stress, such as 1. General, why did I say it like that? General irritability and gloom. She sulks, may manage a strained smile, and gets impatient easily. 2. Her heart pounds. She shows symptoms of being excited or out of breath, and her blood pressure may rise. 3. Her mouth and throat may become dry. She may have difficulty speaking and responding in normal tone. She may throw things around. She becomes careless, developing an I don't care or fuck it manner. 5. Dizziness. She may appear slightly drunk when she walks. Dang. Y'all stress y'all stomach. She develops an inability to concentrate on normal activities. She may have to be spoken to several times before she responds. Dang. That's the height of stress right there. Oh wait, there's more. Floating anxiety. She appears to be afraid and nervous while restraining her outbursts. That's 7. 8. Trembling or nervous tics. Her jaw or eye may twitch. Her hands may shake from trying to control her outrage. That's what it was. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I know y'all remember that episode. He's like, mind your business. I wonder, did a black woman write that in the script? Or did he get that because he saw his mama do that? 9. Stuttering. She may jumble her words or display other speech difficulties. 10. Grinding her teeth. She may do this while awake or asleep at night. She may start to eat more. 11. Diarrhea, indigestion, or vomiting, caused by her internal system adjusting to deal with her suppressed stress. 12. Popping pills or increased smoking. She may do this to delay her reaction or just to have something to do other than face her problems. 13. Several headaches. Sick migraines that may put her out of commission and send her to bed with pain and nausea. 14. Drinking. Increased alcohol consumption. She may drink more and say things she doesn't remember. Say things she later says she doesn't remember. 15. Nightmares. She may wake up with cold sweats and toss and turn. 16. Accident prone. Because of her distraction, she may start bumping into things or drive carelessly or become dizzy. She cannot see because of her vision is clouded with her problems. Man. When I tell you, I wish I read this book before I got in a relationship with my past relationship, because when we talk about important things or things we disagree on, I'm gonna just say the numbers of all the things that was happening. 2. She did a 4. She did a 4 before. 6, 7, 9, 12, 15, 16. That's a lot, right? And like half of them was before. Man, why do mamas not teach us these things? The black woman does not know that stress is a reaction caused by the value she places on something. If she changes her value or reaction to an issue or subject, she will have milder responses. If she tells herself that certain things make her upset, undoubtedly they will. Sometimes the black man will stay away from the black woman until she gets over her attitude. Left to her own devices, eventually she will work the problem out in her head, settle on a decision she can live with, and continue in the relationship. Every problem with the black man, however, requires her to make a decision about whether or not she will stay or go with him. She does not consider problems as temporary stumbling blocks. Every issue is life or death. Is it life? Oh my God! Why do I keep skipping words? I think I read faster than I talk. If you could recommend a speech pathologist to your boy, that would be great. Hit the links in the bio. Hit the link. Hold on, it's about to scroll in a second. Here it come. Solo.to/ColeLogicX. Hit your boy on one of them links down there. Thank you. Where was I? One more thing. She does not consider problems as temporary stumbling blocks. Every issue is life or death. Is a life or death problem that an entire relationship dangles from. During the course of her attitude, she may also devise all kinds of devious schemes she plans how to execute if she thinks her man has done wrong or tried to make a fool of her. The black man does not have to make a fool out of the black woman. If he stays with her long enough, he will witness her making a fool out of herself. Most of her emotional pain is self-inflicted because she refuses to acknowledge this. She sees the black man as the root of all of her problems, and if he would just act right, she would be fine. One of the main reasons she develops an attitude with the black man is when she thinks that he has made a decision about his life that thrusts her out of the limelight. She insists that the black man's entire world revolve around her just because her whole world revolves around him. She does not want to be part of his world. She wants to be his entire world. She desires to remain in a state of constantly being romanticized by him. When he develops other interests, she quakes inside from fear, wondering if his new interest means he is bored with her or no longer wants her. She vies to be the sum total of his focus and will send him through a lot of fabricated changes just to keep his undivided attention. The black woman is not familiar with non-possessive loving, so she believes that to hold on to the love of the black man, she must cling to an invisible umbilical cord attached to his brain. Because she is like the earth, she desires to be steady with her whole being circulating around the black man. The black man is worldly. He may choose to visit any of the other planets while still keeping his homestead intact with the black woman. Ooh. I'm gonna read that again, but that was a great analogy. Because she is like the earth, she desires to be steady with her whole being circulating around the black man. The black man is worldly. He may choose to visit any of the other planets while still keeping his homestead intact with the black woman. He may choose to have satellite bases in numerous areas encompassing his universes. His limitations are not equally set with the black woman, so while she becomes content with her home routine, he may charge on searching and discovering everything. The black woman thinks that his experimentation and investigation outside of her means that he does not love her or want her. She wants the black man to be like she is, satisfied and accepting of their life together. If he does not do this, she thinks he is wrong and will get mad at him. She prefers to have him hanging on her dress tail, but when he does, she disrespects him, considers him to be weak, and treats him badly. The black man is called upon to love the black woman, but he must set limitations about what she can and cannot do. She wants him to enforce his rule over her, even though she claims she doesn't. The main process that creates security for a black woman is for the black man to tell her what to do, have a plan for her life, and see to it that she does it. She desires to be convinced of his love and be forced to do right by him. She is similar to a child who does something to see if the parent will allow it, or does something wrong to see if the parent loves it enough to chastise it. Children do this all the time to reaffirm them for themselves that the parent loves them enough to reprimand them. The black woman practices a contradiction when she claims she wants to have her own way. All the while, she wants to be monitored and restricted so she will not harm herself or others. It's deep. She gets an attitude when she can't have her way about one of the black man's ideas. She will be in disagreement with the plan and admit she doesn't have anything to replace it with. She should be reminded that it is better to go along with him in unity and be wrong than to fight against him to win and be right. If she chooses him, she should go along with his program he offers her. If she does not want to support his ideas and go along with him, then she should get herself another man whom she will go along with. The only right between the black man and the black woman is for them to be together in unity, peace, and love. The only right between the black man and the black woman is for them to be together in unity, peace, and love. I had to let that marinate. I just had to let that marinate because a lot of people question if you got the right to certain things when you're in a relationship with a person. But because we don't talk about our perception of those things, we assume that those rights are given because of what you want out of the relationship. So talk about these things, man. For real. And where was I? Obviously, for the black woman, these goals are far down the list of what she says will make her happy. She thinks she knows about everything in a more sane fashion than he. Her fight against him is based solely on fear. Fear of abandonment, fear of losing her home, fear of looking like a fool to her friends, fear of being used. She has been programmed to think the worst of him by the books, news reports, movies, television, and newspapers all of her life. She is still not qualified to rule herself, let alone the black man, but she tries to force him by one method or another to accept her ideas about everything from work to lifestyle. She continues to fail, and she constantly has an attitude about anything related to her failure. Her daily state of being teed off about numerous things increase the frown lines in her face and make her look haggard. Sometimes, rather than submit to the black man and be what he wants her to be, some black women choose to be alone. They justify their right to live in celibacy and nowadays claim it as a welcome hiatus or satisfaction to be looked forward to between one of her failed tries. I'm gonna read that just to put some salt in the wound, because that's deep. Sometimes, rather than submit to the black man and be what he wants her to be, some black women choose to be alone. They justify their right to live in celibacy and nowadays claim it as a welcome hiatus or satisfaction to be looked forward to between one of her failed tries. She claims being alone gives her time to get to know herself and get in touch with her real feelings. It is impossible to get to know herself without guidance. She is alone, and it only gives her time to congratulate herself on being right about how she is. She wants to keep her fragile ego in check, so she only admits to light criticisms of herself. She is under siege by her erroneous ideas. The advisors in women magazines and newspaper columns have commenced providing women with creative alternatives in having a man. They give long detailed lists of activities that do not require a man and that afford special pleasures to the unattached female. Of course, all of these suggestions fall short and are inadequate to compete with the company of a man. Almost any activity is better when accompanied by a black man. The options offered to a lone woman are distractions because to help the black woman conclude she doesn't really need a man to be happy. Certainly, a woman will not kill over and die if she doesn't have a man. But then again, the moment of death is over in a second, while loneliness seems to linger for infinity. Any black woman who wants to have a black man can have one. Obviously, it requires her to adjust her ideas and stipulations. She must adjust her behavior to attract a man and keep him. Being fine, having a grand education, and money are not sufficient credentials to attract, keep, and satisfy a black man. There are countless multitudes of black women who possess these accoutrements, who are lonely and untouched by a man. They are the ones so rigid in requirements and refuse to budge of accept any offer other than what she dreams a man should be. The man of her dreams does not exist anywhere on earth except in her cartoon-like imagination. There is no real shortage of black men if the black woman would decide to deal with what she has as opposed to living alone and dreaming of what is not available to her. Still, black women persist in pursuing a tragic, wasted life of trying to remake the black man. She wants a gender-free society where the women are free to act like men and the men are free to take care of their own needs domestically like a woman. She tantalizes him with her acts of smiles and sensitivity and then drops a bomb on him as soon as anything that doesn't please her. The bomb is her funky disposition that interferes with her happiness. Not only does the black woman believe that trying to please the black man is a blatant form of masochism, she has sufficiently fooled many black men to believing that there is no longer any such thing as a good woman. She has also inspired him to believe that he may as well stop searching for what does not exist and accept her low-down decorum as the norm. She wants him to give up being happy the way he perceives it and accepts the terms she offers and be satisfied. Her greatest threat is that one day the black man will learn her truth and bust her in the deception. She becomes weary carrying the burden of keeping the black man deaf and dumb. Day after day juggling the details of falsehood and truth mixed together and trying to maintain a natural looking facial expression, it is time consuming and tiring, but she thinks it's the only way to relate to the black man in order to get any benefit for herself. She does not view her actions as trickery, but as necessary game plan to survive. She too has given up on the possibility of finding a good black man. Not the kind she is looking high and low for. She has three main tools she uses to control him. 1. denial, 2, aggression, and 3, jealousy. Y'all remember them 3 too. Denial, aggression, and jealousy. So, I'll give you examples of denial. What? No. Me? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't recall. With a straight face. Aggression. Y'all know aggression. Shame and tactics. Men ain't shit. Men are dogs. If you was reading the earlier chapters, there was quite a list of them earlier. They on there. Go back and review that. Appreciate that. Like that too. She can be counted on to use these 3 tactics to combat the black man when he does something that she feels she absolutely cannot accept. It could be anything. She does not apply the same tactics to every issue that arises. She changes her position craftily according to whatever she feels emotionally at the time of the infraction. Sometimes, just one misplaced word in one of her man's explanations can send her off. She is a real grouch when she is suffering from one of her attitudes. It is a good idea for the black woman to be taught to smile. Smile when she greets her man in the morning, and smile when she meets him at night. A smile is a very helpful and comforting form of communication of confidence and satisfaction. She must be reminded to keep up a happy spirit in the home and make it a happy place. Now, we are going to regard happiness. This last section is all regarding to happiness. Follow me, guys. It has been said by many black men that it is impossible to make a black woman happy. They say that woman ain't never satisfied, or no matter what I do, it still ain't enough. It is reported that black men make this complaint because they have tried to do many things to make black women happy, satisfied, and content. Unfortunately, they seemingly are destined to fail miserably each time they give it a try. For some odd reason, whenever the black woman gets what she wants and is happy, at least for the moment, she starts to think something must be wrong. She thinks that if it looks like things are working out and then something is going on that she doesn't know about, at this stage, she starts to examine her life and check stuff out more closely and nitpick at her surroundings and the people in it. She will watch and check until she comes up with something that she can express her negative attitude about. She just can't seem to stand too much happiness. It makes her uncomfortable. When the black man sees her in this kind of depression, he exclaims, "What is it now?" Because he is accustomed to her interrupting her own happiness and with a new problem she just thought of. The black man should realize that being unhappy is a bad habit to her. She finds it extremely tedious to break out of her old habit that makes her lifestyle miserable. She has tried many ways to be happy and invariably ends up just as unhappy as she started out. The problem is that she does not know what happiness is or how to express it freely. Happiness is a state of mind that she is afraid to linger into long for fear that she will be overcome by something or somebody. Since she is not used to being happy, she does not know how to act when she is. And that will conclude chapter 14, where we were discussing the attitudes of the black woman. Next, we will be discussing the black woman's sex. It's a fairly short chapter as well, but I will not be reading it tonight. I will continue to later. I appreciate you all for following me reading The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. Eventually, after I read several books, I will go back in the archive and replace or cut out, edit the videos and take out all of the hiccups, coughs, misreads, blase. You feel me? So yeah. That being said, we out of here with another ColeLogic experience. Another BookShare. We almost done with this one. The next one I will be reading is going to be The Black Woman's Guide to Understanding the Black Man. And I think after that, I'm trying to decide whether I want to do Powernomics or Dr. Nellie Fuller's book, the compensatory code. Hold on, let me get the right title. It's in my okay. This one. Oh shit. A compensatory counter-racist code book. The United Independent Compensatory Code System and Concept. This is the revised and expanded edition, which I think was recently written as recent as 2016, which was when Trump was in office. If y'all remember that. I hope y'all can still hear me while I'm not in my seat. But I got a lot of gadgets on my desk now, and one just fell over. But yeah, so let me know in the comments. Would y'all rather me read this after the Black Woman's Guide? Or wait, I got another one. Would y'all rather me read this one? Reason why I asked y'all is because I've read a lot of this one. I go back to it often, especially when things arise in the nation and people are in the uproar. But this one I have not read yet. And I think this is my third book that I bought from Dr. Claude Anderson. I have a Black History reader. It asks all the questions Black people never think to ask because of their scarcity mindset. So we always ask, how can we get helped, instead of asking how we can help ourselves. And he answers those questions in that book. But this was made before that one. This one is a plan to empower Black America. He also got other books. Black Labor, White Wealth. It explains how the white society got such an increased wealth gap between them and the Black society, how they use the other demographics, the people of colors, to increase that gap. and make it harder for us to attain to lessen the gap. Then he got Dirty Little Secrets About Black History, Its Heroes and Troublemakers. Then you got all three of those was written before this one. That's what it said on this one. Then you got Paranomics. Then you got Black History Reader. Oh, I did start reading this. I started reading it, but I like to come into this thing already knowing what I'm reading. But sometimes it's good to give a in your face reaction, a live reaction. Maybe that's why I do this. But y'all let me know in the comments which one. Powernomics or compensatory counter-racist code? Neely Fuller or Dr. Claude Anderson? If y'all don't know, Neely Fuller, one of the pioneers of studying racism. Not the acts of violence. That's the shit that we see that's obvious. He talking about the laws, all the areas of activity that white people dominate because they follow a code to where they will not put their own in jeopardy over our people. And you see this a bunch of places. I think I've come to the conclusion that it's not such a bad thing. It's only bad because we don't participate in the same faction. And I don't think we need to do that to all the white people. Just the ones that don't see value in us, for real. But with that being said, I'm out of this thing. Appreciate y'all listening. Hit the Cash App, scrolling across the bottom. Hit the Venmo, scrolling across the bottom. Hit the Solo, scrolling across the bottom. Hit on the Solo, y'all can hit me at all my links, email, all my social medias on there, my website, universecode.design, and on my website we can also get the audio version of this at universecode.design. Just hit the podcast tab. All of the podcasts that I do separate from the BookShare will be there, as well as a BookShare. There was more to come, so stay tuned, y'all. We out.